Have you ever noticed that the people that you have to convince to join or buy from you in your network marketing company either quit or they do absolutely nothing at all? I found that if you learn how to educate your prospects properly versus convincing them or using convincing language to join or buy from you, you'll actually inspire your prospects to get excited to join you and actually crush it inside of your team. And in this episode, I'm going to share with you exactly how to do that. Welcome to episode 139. My name is Tanya Aliza, and I help entrepreneurs and network marketers create success fast while most importantly designing a lifestyle that you love. So if you're new here, consider subscribing because I put out a brand new training episode and free resource for you and your business each and every week. Here's the deal. People need to make their own decisions, or at least they need to think that they've made their own decisions before they are going to take action and follow through. There's a human law that's called commitment and consistency. And if you've ever read the book called The Psychology of Influence, it's one of the 6 human laws that get people to move or take action or to stay committed to something. And if you haven't read this book, it's literally probably one of the best books that I've ever read besides How to Win Friends and Influence People. I'll make sure to link to it in the show notes here if you've never read it, and you can go and check it out. But it is an amazing read. And inside that book, Robert talks about the law of commitment and consistency. And without diving too deep into the topic here, because I want you to go and read the book, essentially what it says is that if somebody commits themselves to doing something, like they say that they're going to do something or they take action on something and they have it be their own decision, they're more likely to stay consistent with that action or with that statement or with that thing that they said that they're going to do versus if somebody has made that decision for them. So people have to make their own decisions and then they're more likely to follow through with that decision. So how do you do that inside of your network marketing company when you're talking to your prospects? How do you educate your prospects on network marketing, or how do you talk to them about network marketing so that they get excited about making the decision for themselves in joining or taking action with you? So what I do is I like to educate, I like to share stories, and then I like to ask the right questions. Now, this process would definitely come into action after you've done your presentation. So let's say you take your prospect through a presentation and you ask them the closing questions. What did you like best about what you saw? Do you see an opportunity for yourself? Is there anything else you need to know before we get you started? Now, some of those might just follow right through into a sign up. No education, no story sharing needed, no qualifying questions needed. Just get them started. Now, some people, and most people, are going to have some questions, or they might need to be educated about what it is that we do, because let's just face it, we are not taught network marketing in school, as much as I really wish that we would be taught network marketing in our school system. So I'm going to give you some examples on how to do this effectively. But you guys know in every episode of Tanya Aliza TV, I like to equip you with a free resource that you can use in your business. So today in this episode, since we're talking all about how to educate your prospects properly on network marketing and take them through that journey of making a decision with you, I've put together a script guide for you that showcases my process in how I do this along with the scripts. And some of these scripts I'm going to share in this video. But you can go and pick up this guide and you can use it as a reference point in your business if you want it. It's available and ready on the blog for you at tanyaaliza.com/139. I'll leave a link to the blog post where you can pick this up for free in the description of this video, either above or below this video, depending on where you're watching. It'll take you to the blog post. On the blog post, there'll be a big yellow button right below this video. Click it and you can request free access to my guide on how I educate and put my prospects through the process with taking them from presentation to sign up and how to properly educate them about network marketing. Go pick up the guide and then follow along in this episode. So once you ask the closing qualifying question, Is there anything else you need to know before we get you started? If you sense any hesitation from your prospect on the credibility of network marketing or the business model of network marketing, maybe they're unsure of the business model, they don't know what it's all about, or maybe they've heard some things in the past that has skewed their perception of network marketing, this is where you would go into education and story sharing mode with them. So I like to say something like this: are you familiar with the network marketing profession? Most people, if they're not, are going to say no, or I've heard a little bit about it. They don't really know many details. So at that point, when they say, you know, Tanya, I'm not 100% certain about this profession. No, why don't you tell me about it? I'm going to actually relate to them because I have a relatable story when I first got started in network marketing. I'm going to say something like, you know what? When I first got started in this profession, I actually didn't know anything about it at all. I actually heard a little bit about it, but I was unaware of how it worked and the possibilities with it. And so I'll share a relatable story that will help them to identify with me and kind of like put us on that same playing field, and tell them that it's actually okay if you don't know much about it right now, because neither did I when I first got started. Then what I like to do is I like to share a relatable story. And I talk a lot about this on my trainings on sharing stories. So either a third-party story of somebody that you know in your company that's totally crushing it that could relate well with them, or even your personal product or business story. Now, if you don't know how to articulate your story yet or share third-party stories, again, in the show notes to this episode, I'm going to leave some links to some really good training episodes that I have that will help you to articulate your third party and personal stories. But this is where I would insert a story, because facts tell, but stories sell. So after I share that story, you don't just want to sit there with a big dumb look on your face or kind of stop the conversation depending on where you're having this conversation. You want to ask a closing question. So after you share that powerful third-party story or your personal story, you want to say something like, so you can probably see that this is an incredible opportunity, right? Now, right from there, you can then circle back around and say, is there anything else you need to know before we get you started? And you can work on the close and bring it back to that question again. Or what you can do, if you still think that there might be some other qualifying questions that you need to ask to get them comfortable and to really see the vision of what's possible in network marketing, you can ask some other qualifying questions. Some other qualifying questions that I ask, and I try to paint the vision in their own world for them, is if we were to partner together, about how much money on a monthly basis would you like to pull out of this side project? And I would get a number from them. And then I would ask them another question and say, about how much additional time or how many additional hours per week do you have to spare where we could work on this side project together? And I typically say to them, based on everything that you have going on, realistically, how many hours would you have extra where we could work together in a week? Now, after they share those details, they can actually now see this in their world. They can visualize this in their world, which is what you want. And then I'll ask the qualifying question again. I'll bring it back to the same question and I'll say, hey, listen, if there was a way that I could show you how to make $2,000 extra dollars, like you just told me that you wanted to make, and you know, you could spare 5 to 10 hours extra a week, and we could work together, we could have some fun, we could help some people and really, really crush this thing. Would there be anything else that you need to know before we get rocking and rolling and get started? Now, your prospect at that point should be ready to get started if they truly see an opportunity for themselves. Now, is there going to be times where you run into where people just need more information? Sure, absolutely. And maybe you can't close the deal right on the spot, right then and there. In that case, I'm going to leave a couple of really awesome resources that I really like using as additional tools to help me educate my prospects on the world of network marketing. One of them that you'll see in the show notes above or below this video is a link to one of my favorite books called The Networking Revolution. I'm actually in that book, which is really cool, but it shares a whole bunch of stories of women who are in network marketing that are earning 6+ figures a year and are totally crushing it. It's a great resource to share with prospects to educate them on what's possible inside network marketing. Another resource that I really like is Eric Worre's documentary called Rise. And if you haven't seen it, it's really excellent. So I'll link to those resources as extra tools for you to use in the show notes below. I got you. And remember, I have got you covered with this episode's free resource that's ready for you on the blog. It's my network marketing education pack. So how to educate your prospects on network marketing. I'll leave you my scripts, I'll leave you my processes, and I'll also leave you those additional resources in a free, easy to download PDF guide that you can print out and keep with you at your desk. So go over to TanyaAliza.com/139 if you'd like to pick that up. Question of the week. Do you have any cool resources that you like to share that help you to educate your prospects on the profession of network marketing? Maybe I haven't mentioned them in this episode. Drop it like it's hot in the comment section below and let us know some tools that you like to use that maybe have been helping you in your process. I'd love to see what those are. So did you get some value out of today's episode? I truly hope that you did. Thank you for joining me here at Tanya Aliza TV. If you did get value, make sure to smash the share button. Make sure to like this video. Get it out to your people. Get it out to your team if you think anybody would find value in this episode. And I'll see you on the next episode of Tanya Aliza TV.